Good morning, brothers and sisters. This is a prophecy report entitled Marching Forward. On March 8th, LifeSite News posted an article by Tom Parker that said the World Health Organization is marching forward with its plans to make amendments to the international health regulations. Parker said, quote, "Some politicians have opposed the proposed amendments to the IHR, but this opposition has yet to prevent the WHO from moving forward." He added that as of now, the member nations have proposed 307 amendments to the IHR that could result in a lot of global laws. According to Parker, these proposed amendments will authorize the WHO director to declare new types of health emergencies, give WHO regional directors power to declare some types of health emergencies, and allow the WHO to issue new types of health alerts. It will authorize the regional directors to declare a public health emergency of regional concern and authorize them to issue intermediate health alerts. It will increase the WHO Directors General's power to censor so-called misinformation and disinformation and increase the power to track and ensure that everyone is V'd. A meeting of the International Negotiating Body to discuss what the WHO will do next is scheduled from April 17th to the 20th of this year. The bottom line is that the Globalist Agenda is to establish a new world order, the Great Reset or world government, by 2030 or sooner, and is still marching forward step by step, despite a limited amount of opposition in the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives. On March 12th, it was reported that the International Pandemic Treaty requires the U.S. to give 20% of its medical supplies, including antiviral medications and vaccines, to the WHO for global distribution. This is because Biden does not think Americans should get better or faster health care than people living in third world countries. Here are more events that seem to indicate that the tribulation period is shaping up. Concerning the coming economic collapse, on March 9th, stock in Silicon Valley Bank, the 16th largest bank and one of the most important venture capitalist banks in the U.S., lost approximately 60% of its value. They lost about $52 billion when rumors circulated that the bank was having financial problems and investors started selling their stock. On March 10th, the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation took over the bank and closed it. This is the biggest bank fail since 2008. There is concern over whether this is a one-bank event or a sign of more to come. The co-founder of Home Depot said, quote, "I can't wait for Biden to get on the speech again and talk about how great the economy is and how it's moving forward and getting stronger by the day. And this is an indication that whatever he says is not true." Marcus added, "Maybe the American people will finally wake up and understand that we're living in very rough times. In fact, a recession may have already started. Who knows? But it doesn't look good." On March 12th, an article in Bloomberg News expressed the opinion that the Silicon Valley Bank failure is beginning to spread to their branches in Canada, the UK, Denmark, Germany, India, Israel, and Sweden. According to the writers, SVB's failure could have a global impact. On February 12th, a second bank, Signature Bank in New York, failed. The Federal Deposit Insurance and U.S. Treasury Department assured depositors that they would not lose their money. Moody's Investors Service, one of the big three rating firms, lowered its outlook on the U.S. banking system from stable to negative. They said despite the efforts of regulators, banks are in rapidly deteriorating operating environment. On March 15th, it was reported that the second largest bank in Switzerland, Credit Suisse, is in financial trouble and may collapse. It operates globally, including in the U.S. There will be a global economic collapse during the tribulation period when the rider on the black horse is released. The Antichrist and the tribulation period are being restrained while the church is here. But the global economic problems and the failure of these large banks could be a sign that we are getting close. Concerning God giving people over to reprobate minds at the end of the age, on March 9th, U.S. First Lady Jill Biden and U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken hosted the International Women of Courage Awards ceremony at the White House. Biden and Blinken presented Elba Ruda, a biological male who identifies as a woman, an International Woman of Courage Award. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders tweeted, quote, "It's International Women's Day, a good day to remember that Democrats can't even tell you what a woman is." Concerning world government, on March 10th, LifeSite News posted an article that said that Dr. Francis Boyle, international law expert, is urging the U.S. to pass legislation introduced by Arizona Republican Congressman Andy Biggs to immediately terminate U.S. membership in the WHO and immediately cut off all funding for the WHO. According to Boyle, Congress approved the WHO coup d'etat against the U.S. when it signed the National Defense Authorization Act in 2022. A Global Pandemic Prevention and Biosecurity Act of 2022 was included in that bill. I don't know, but it may be one of those bills they didn't even read. So the only way for the U.S. to prevent the surrender of its national sovereignty to a global medical police state 2 months from now is to immediately withdraw from the WHO. Concerning America's turning against God in Israel, on March 12th, it was reported that U.S. Senator Tom Cotton accused Biden and the Democrats of trying to overthrow the government of Prime Minister Netanyahu. And now an Israeli official in the Netanyahu government confirmed Cotton's accusation. According to Cotton and the Israeli official, Biden's State Department is sending money to one of the groups that are trying to bring down the Netanyahu government. The Bible says that God will bless those that bless Israel and curse those that curse Israel. Genesis 12, 1-3. So it seems to me that Biden and the Democrats are just asking for more judgment of God to fall on them and our nation. Concerning corruption in the White House, on March 12th, James Comer, chair of the House Oversight Committee, said 4 people that worked with the Bidens on deals with China have given the committee documents that tie the Bidens to deals with the CCP. Comer said that the committee also has bank records in hand, and the flow of CCP money to the Biden family is as bad as we thought. Comer tweeted that Biden family members attempted to sell access and influence around the world. Comer promised that his committee will provide the facts to the American people. Concerning an increase in the frequency and intensity of natural disasters at the end of the age, on March 13th, in a journal called Nature Water, researchers said data, including satellite photos of 1,000 events, confirms that both frequency and intensity of rainfall and droughts are increasing. Finally, are you rapture ready?